Right, so now I have two very clean looking fish. I have scraped off the scales with a knife such that when I run my fingers the fish is very smooth, and I've also cut off the excess fins. As you can see, there's nothing on the side, and I have gutted them and washed the insides. It may look a little bit runny at the moment, but I'll deal with it now. So they're both gutted and they're ready to be prepared for the oven. So the next thing is to take the normal kitchen towels, these ones, the ones you use in the kitchen ordinarily to wipe your hands. Now we're going to use them for drying up the fish. So I put the fish on the towel and I dry it up. You see, now I'm drying it up. And in addition to drying the outside, you see it's perfectly dry now. In addition to drying the outside, I also stick the paper towel into the gut so as to dry the insides or to soak any excess water from the washing. So here I am. I've now dried the inside and the outside. The next thing is to take my finely chopped onion and tomato. As you can see, these are very finely chopped, and you can do this to your liking. And I put a little bit of onion on the inside and a little bit of tomatoes on the inside of the gut, as you can see here. So I've stuffed the fish with onion and tomato. Others may prefer other stuffing like green peppers and so on. And after that, I will season the fish. So I'm seasoning it now with salt all over the fish, and I will also add a little bit of fish spice, and I'll add some into the gut as well, just a little to give it good taste. So I season it all round, as you can see. So that fish is now seasoned, and fish spice is the ordinary Robertson's fish spice for fish, it says, and I season it to taste. Now the next thing I need to do, so that's one done. The next thing I need to do is to take, I'm just adding some salt into the gut as well, outside the camera, and then I place this on the piece of foil, flat, and that one is ready to be wrapped up. So the next one, I'll take again my paper towel and dry it up. Give it a good patting down to soak all the excess water from washing the fish. And just for those of you who don't know, this type of fish is called Talapia, or bream as we know it in Zimbabwe. And I think most southern parts of Africa call it bream. So I've patted it dry as well. And then I stick the paper towel inside to soak the excess water. So the same I did with the other fish. So there you go. So that's done. Then I take my onion and tomato, chopped up, finely chopped up, and I fill in the gut. And I also season it a bit. So that's my onion and tomato. There's no need to worry about it spilling out, because once it's in the oven, everything firms up and it's not a problem. So I'm going to season it also a bit, and put the salt in, any spices that one may have or one may like. That's according to your taste. Some people may put garlic and things like Worcestershire sauce if they like it. So that's the second fish done. And I also place it on the foil paper. Just trying to create space here so you can see. And any onion and tomato which is left, I have an excess here, I'm going to use to make some gravy to eat with the fish. So I'm going to keep this on the side. You also need a big baking pan, something like that, which I know will fit the two fish. And I will turn the foil paper around so that it can be flat on my kitchen surface. And nicely wrap it up so that there is the juices in the fish, or the flavor of the fish remains in, and you don't add any oil. This is very healthy cooking. You don't add any oil, and also important, you keep the flavor of the fish in. So if I could tilt the camera a bit, I need to dry my hands. If I could tilt the camera, you'll see that I have the fish very flat on the surface, on the foil paper. As you can see, this is the fish, and there's ample foil paper to wrap it and make it a very tight package for the oven. So the fish is ready to be put in the oven now, and I will close it by lifting one flap of the foil paper up and make a package of it. It's almost similar to making a wrapping for a very airtight sort of situation if you are baking. For those of you who know how to cook, I'm going to try and show it to you by tilting the camera around. Okay, there we go. So this is my foil paper. I have the fish inside, and I folded up the foil paper tightly, and I will close the edges such that I can make a very tight package which does not let air in and does not let out the juices. So I'll do this by carefully folding the foil paper, and you'll find that if you fold it maybe 2 or 3 times around each edge, you get the desired airlock that you need for cooking, for baking the fish. So there's no need for oil, no need for water. The fish is going to cook in the moisture that it has. So I'm making the foil paper very tight, as you can see. And now the top end is the one I do at the end, and I fold it very tightly, keeping it tight so that no air escapes when the fish is baking. So I'm making it very tight around the edges. I'll lift up the package so you can see it later. So I've made it very, very airtight. And this type of cooking is very handy if you're away from home, maybe camping. You can also use this because you can then place the fish on an open fire or a braai. So I'm just taking care to fold all the edges and making sure that no air is released when the package is in the oven. Okay, it's nearly ready. So here we go. Now the package is ready. It should look like this. If you look at the edges, I'm pressing them down. With foil paper, that's very easy, but you have to take care not to perforate the package with your hands or with your sharp nails. So once it's like this, this is the package with the 2 fish inside. I'm going to place it in the oven and bake it. The last picture I'll show you is when the package is cooked. So I expect the package, when the fish is cooked, or as it's cooking, to raise up to about that level, which will indicate to me that the fish is nearly ready. And normally also you get a very pleasant smell of well-cooked fish, baked fish. And I tell you, this is very tasty. So that's it for preparing tilapia or bream fish in the oven. There's your package.